Hey guys, welcome to Larocks Cooking Adventures. I'm your host today, Larock. And before we get started with this brine recipe, I'd like to shout out all of our subscribers, all of our new subscribers, and all of the people who just stumbled across this channel and watched our content. Well, what today's episode is about how to make a brine. All right, guys, for this brine, you're gonna need 2 gallons of water, which we have here, some good old water, 2 gallons, and 2 gallons of apple juice, which I have here, right? You're gonna need some spices. We have a cup of salt, kosher salt. We have a half cup of pickling spice. We have another cup of brown sugar, and we have a half cup of some good old Larocks Blast seasoning. Okay, now what's in this pickling spice is cinnamon, allspice, mustard seed, coriander, bay leaves, ginger, chilies, cloves, black pepper, mace, cardamom, and a little bit of sulfate ingredient. Now, what's in my Larocks Blast is chili flakes, chipotle flakes, Mexican, Mediterranean oregano. That's the blast, all right? And this is the pickling spice. Okay, you don't have to use my particular pickling spice, but just make sure when you purchase it, you get a mixture or you mix your own. All right, so these are the seasons that are going to go into that brine. I'm also going to do something a little bit untraditional in my brine, and that is add an onion, add some shallots, and some garlic. So it's going to kind of like be a little bit of a brine slash marinade. Okay, we're also going to throw in some fresh cilantro. It smells good. Cilantro is good for it. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to take this onion, shallot, and garlic, put them in a mixer, and grind them up into a puree. All right, guys, like I said, first we're going to take and grind up these onion, shallots, and garlic. Excuse me, so we're just gonna rough chop them here and then put them right in this blender. Okay, now my quantities are so large because I need that much. So if you're doing a recipe like this, you're gonna want to have at least 15 to 20 pounds of meat. All right, particularly poultry and pork, particularly. Okay, now you asked the question, Larock, what is a brine? A brine is simply a mixture of salt, a basic mixture of salt, sugar, pepper, and a liquid. Okay, whether that liquid be straight apple juice, orange juice, water, or what have you, but most times, in most cases, it's just water. What is the purpose of a brine? The purpose of a brine is to keep your foods moist when cooking. A lot of times you're going to lose your moisture when you're cooking your items. So a brine helps to keep those foods moist. Okay, it gives you a better end product at the end of the day. All right. So I'm just going to get these in here, and we're just going to grind them up, and that'll be that. All right, so we have all that onion and garlic and shallots in here. I'm just gonna add some of this apple juice to make it wet and spin. All right, I'm gonna put this lid on here and then just get to grinding it up. All right, so we have that all in there minus the cilantro. I'll put some in a minute once this compresses down. Now you want to make sure you get this super chopped up, okay? Because we want this to really be more like liquid versus solid state. Now, typical brines usually do not have this stuff in here. That's why I said mine's going to be a little bit different. They don't usually have onions and shallots and garlic or cilantro in them. But like I said, we was gonna do mine a little bit different. Like I said, a hybrid marinade brine, okay? Okay, so we used that full bunch of cilantro, just one bunch, okay? Just chop it up rough, put it inside. Now, before you add it, of course, because this is such a small mixed container, you wanna take at least half of it out, pour it in your pot. So I already poured it out. I'm just gonna close it up and then finish to grind it. Boom. You want to pulse it so that it mixes around and drops down the heavy pieces. Okay, guys, that's it. So what we're gonna do next is add the water and the apple juice and get it on the stove. All right, so we're gonna add our gallons. Remember, 1 gallon of juice and 1 gallon of water. Just like that. Now, clearly, if you're not going to have a lot of product, you're not gonna need this much, okay? Mine is so large because I'm gonna need it later. I'm gonna add the spice right in there. Okay. The onion. Okay, got all that. All that. Now this recipe, guys, is for, like I did say, 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds. You want to make sure your product is fully submerged in this. Okay, we're gonna bring this up to a boil, let it reduce down just a little bit, cool it, and then is when you want to add your product to your brine. Make sure you take it out of this metal. Okay, let's get it on the stove. All right, guys, we have our mixture in our pot, and we're just gonna bring this to a boil, let it reduce down some. The temperature's on high heat, and cool it, and then that brine will be done. Simple, just like that. All right, guys, that brine is at a boil, so I'm just gonna let it boil out for another 10 minutes. Then I'm gonna shut her down. That's gonna be that. Smells super good too, by the way. All right, guys, this brine has been boiling and it's ready to rock and roll. So what we're gonna do from here is take it off of the stove, take it off of the heat, and let it cool down. You cannot use this brine while it's hot. So we're gonna let it cool all the way down before we use it and before you use it. There are a couple different ways you can do that to get it to cool. You can just simply leave it out at room temperature if you have time. You can set it in an ice bath if you have the space, or you can just add ice cubes to it. All right? All right. All right, guys. So this is what our brine looks like after being cooled down. Now remember, we had approximately 4 gallons of brine. So when you guys are making this recipe, make sure you cut it down. Just divide it out into what size, how much brine you actually need. If you do it in quarters, you know, you'll do 1 gallon version, then you just divide it out by 4. Okay, so I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you guys for watching this. Please like, subscribe, and share the content on Larocks Cooking Adventures. And at the end of this video, which should be about now, you'll see to my right or to my left where YouTube suggests videos for you guys. Please take a look at that video that they suggest for you. Check it out. All right. Again, thank you all for watching and supporting. Good day.